Yeah. I'm busy doing an interview here. Hello, ladies and germs. This is Tony Clifton, Mr. Entertainment, here to welcome you to the new website for the neighborhoods here in Jersey City of Greenville and West Side. Sponsoring the site is Carl Chesna, who I'm tracking down now. He's been exploring our little neighborhoods, talking to the business owners, getting familiar with the sights and smells of our wonderful city. Carl, are you there? We're doing this via Zoom, people, so be patient with our processes.
Hey, yeah, Tony, I hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for agreeing to interview me. I've been a fan for many, many years, so I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Well, anyway, let me cut right to the chase, Mr. Chesna. Tell us, how did you get into real estate?
Well, that's sort of an interesting question because I got into real estate when I bought my first house. I was looking to start investing in real estate, and I discovered the Jersey Shore, Asbury Park, which reminded me a lot of Coney Island, which I just loved. I used to spend my weekends taking the F train out there. And bought my first house. The agent I worked with suggested I get my license and come work with her, which I did. And I started out working with friends from New York who would come visit me, and it kind of naturally progressed. Tony, I know we're on Zoom, but I noticed that you're kind of frozen, and I just see a still picture of you. Is your camera off? Is that what it is?
Yeah, well, Carl, technically I am a still frame. I'm not gonna lie. Didn't get a chance to do hair and makeup today. I am a very busy man. But in response to your last answer, yeah, boring. Carl, obviously everyone knows who I am, famous, etc., household name. But besides me, who's the most famous celebrity you've ever worked with professionally?
Yeah, there are privacy issues at stake. I have worked with some celebrities though. Definitely when I was in New York in the food business and in the music business, as you can well imagine. But in real estate, you'd be surprised who you run into. I've dealt with members of the Village People who I know that you've covered some of their songs, so you're very well aware of them. A lot of people from the theater industry, a lot of musicians come through town, but I have to keep that private. I would never disclose whether or not you and I ever worked together in real estate, you know, which maybe we will one day. I hope so.
Yeah, just as I thought. Has-beens, overrated. Well, at least you got someone of quality like me, Tony Clifton, here to interview today. But anyway, tell us why you chose the West Side. What is it about Greenville here in Jersey City? And why are you sponsoring this website? Who benefits? How?
Well, that's a great question, Tony. I mentioned landed in Asbury Park after, exploring the area, and it kind of reminded me of Coney Island. What I discovered when I got to Asbury Park was it was just this opportunity zone. It was on the cusp of becoming something that it wasn't. This is 20 years ago, mind you, when I went down there initially. I had this vision of just what it could be because it was obviously very grand. You could tell from the architecture, but a lot of the properties have gone into disarray. What I saw in Asbury Park back then, I feel like I'm in Asbury Park 15 years ago, which is kind of when I loved it. There was that energy. We had a lot of artists moving in from Brooklyn and just like this creative energy. We had the gay community. We had, this multicultural group of people all working together to make a difference. And I feel like that is kind of happening here, and I want to be part of it. I think this website is going to be a catalyst for bringing people together as well. I know one of the things I loved when I moved from the suburbs into New York City, I lived on East 3rd Street first and then on East 9th Street. And it was a very, very tight community. Every morning I would walk down the street on my way to the subway and I would see the same business owners opening up, and then I'd be walking home and I'd see the same business owners closing down. There was just so that this camaraderie in the community that we built together, and I see that here, and I feel like this website will be kind of a gathering place for us to communicate. We didn't have websites back then in the East Village. We had just people walking around shopping and shaking hands with neighbors and getting to know one another. Uh, now we can shake hands again, thankfully, but we're still doing a lot of Zoom, a lot of business, and even friendships and introductions are made over the internet. That's just kind of how things happen now. So if I can help create a place online, a hub, if you will, for people to get together and to share ideas and to bring business to one another, that's great.
So let me get this straight, just for the record. You start off in the Hudson Valley. You move to New York City, where you're a failed musician. Not everyone can be a star like me. Then you go to the Jersey Shore. You spend like 20 years there, and then you come to Jersey City. Why? Tell us.
Tony, I appreciate, yeah, it is tough. It's a tough business. I don't know, maybe part of the reason I went to Asbury Park is because there's a vibrant music scene, and I thought maybe being, the big fish in the little pond, maybe I'd fare a little better there. I did get nominated for some Asbury Park musical awards, so it wasn't a total waste. I discovered Jersey City, getting back to your question. A friend of mine moved up here from Asbury Park and was constantly showing me around. It's very close to New York. I started to miss New York. It's been 20 years I've been away from the city, and I wanted to be by the city, but not in the city. I've kind of fallen in love with being a Jersey guy. And again, like I said, I got here, and it really reminded me a lot of that grassroots community building thing that I do so well and I love so much. So here I am in Jersey City, the West Side, and Greenville, which I love, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, next one is a good one here. Why real estate? Are you a glutton for punishment? You have some sort of mental problem you need to worry about? Are you a psycho?
People say I'm crazy, but it's just something I have a passion for. It's really an incredible business. I love history. I love local history. So wherever I go, I'm constantly learning new things. Every day I walk around and I find out something new about the neighborhood or about a new business or a business that's been here for 50 years and for generations. So it's really great that way.
Frankly, Carl, you're boring me. Obviously, you're avoiding something. And you have your secrets. We all do. So we'll just move on to the next question, and that is, what do you do for fun? I mean, what really floats your boat? Get you going. Tell us, share with us here.
I thought I answered the question pretty thoroughly. I'm a musician, so I like to play music. I'm also very much a family person, so I love spending time with my family. It's been difficult. I haven't got to spend a whole lot of time, although I have a couple camping trips planned for this summer. I like the outdoors, so I've been discovering some of the amazing hiking around here, South Mountain. I know I went hiking at Eagle Rock, South Mountain. I want to try that Henry Hudson Trail along the Palisades there. And food, of course, which is a tremendous thing here in Jersey City. Every place I go, I had dinner last night at the Barge Inn, which was amazing. So, yeah, I have a lot of different interests when it comes to the cultural diversity and richness that is here in Jersey City, that's for sure.
Oh my God. It's just killing me. I've had about enough. I can't take anymore. Carl, you're new to Jersey City. You can't really throw a rock in this town without hitting a realtor. Why the hell should someone trust you with the sale of their home, or to find a new one for that matter? What's so special about Carl Chesna? Enlighten me.
Wow, Tony, you're tough. You're tough, but I like that. I like that, and I'm always up for a challenge. The one thing I can tell you is I am a quick study. I'm a hard worker. I am dedicated. I am loyal, and I'm thorough. So I don't do anything halfway.
Well, folks, that about wraps it up for me, Tony Clifton, Mr. Entertainment. We're talking to Carl Chesna here, the new sponsor of the Parkbench website for Jersey City's Greenville and West Side communities. Obviously, he cares about you. He cares about business owners. Next time we'll catch up and get some client success stories. Join the mailing list. Keep up to date on what's going on in your community time. I'm always in demand for television commercials. Any sort of promotional issues you have, you just call me. Got a goddamn hernia.